Run Pure Sports, baby. We're back live for some NBA for the NBA Finals here on a Monday. And I got my boy Big T. And yes, we know the show was supposed to start 25 minutes ago. We're run late sports, whatever you want to call us. I like that one, Daniel W., by the way. But Big T, he had to get his content up. Normally, I like to make fun of Big T when he's actually like running late because he does run late a lot. So I'm sitting here waiting for him a lot of the time. But this time it was actually a content issue, which I have no problem waiting for a content issue. Big T had to get his baseball content up because it locks at 6:40 and not 7:05 or 7:10 like normally the baseball starts lock at. So Big T, your content's all up. If you're playing baseball tonight, you're a member at Run Pure Sports, which if you're not, RPS15 is the promo code to get you 15% off your first monthly or weekly payment. But if you are, it's up on the site now for the members. Big T, you got it all up and ready to go, right?
Yep. Baseball's ready to go. Running a little bit behind like usual, like JSU said, but had to get the baseball up because I knew once we started this show, we were going to dive into it and I wasn't going to get it up in time. And you always got to get it up when you're at Run Pure. You got to get that puppy up. So yeah, it's ready to go. And we got one more basketball game at least tonight. Can we get more? Maybe we'll break it down as we go through here to see if we can steal another game or two out of this series. I don't know if it's possible, but we'll see.
I'm just going to say that was very, like pessimistic is probably the word. You don't sound very confident right now, Big T. I need confidence from you, okay? I need confidence. Your boy Bryson finally got it done.
Yeah,
he finally got into the winner's circle. I mean, come on. You got to bring that confidence to the NBA streets tonight. We got to bring the confidence back for the NBA tonight because I need Dallas here. I need Dallas.
The OG Bryson thing.
Look at that.
Get that thing out of there.
Look at that puppy. I saw you retweeted your picture of you guys hugging it out. Bros. Big T and Bryson are bros. If you don't follow Big T on Twitter, you can go check him out at Big T44, and you can see him and Bryson just hugging it out. Someone snapping a picture.
DFS. Stop sending them to that other guy. Well, remember we talked about this. Whoever that dude was.
Dude, I'm always going to say Big T44, and I'm just always going to send a few people to just this random dude who stole Big T's actual account. I forget what his actual. I'll look it up at some point during the show.
You get whatever you want. You want the hat? You got the hat. I'll get that puppy out to you tonight. I'll tell Amber. Because Brittany hooked us up with 6 tickets to the Run Pure members. Unbelievable stuff. I don't think any of the 6 won big, but I also was out of the loop a little bit this weekend with our golf trip. Either way, whether it was successful or not, unbelievable freaking stuff that she did that for the members, and she gets whatever she wants in gear. So I'm sending a special package out. I got to find out what you got. Send me a DM. I got to get an address and stuff, but we'll get you a bunch of stuff out because you are the best.
I love that. Brittany does deserve whatever apparel from Run Pure Sports that she wants. She should get.
I think we got new hats coming too soon. I'm going to send those out to her too.
First of all, McNair, all right, it's Big T 25 minutes late. It's not JSU 25 minutes late. I had my baseball content up, so don't blame me.
When did the Knicks play? Did the Knicks play tonight?
No, you're mean. You are mean. Big T, what's up, Mitch? We got Mitch in the chat. What's going on, Snyder? Always love Snyder. Terry Niehaus, you know this guy?
Hold on. Uncle T, you don't get this hat because you don't wear anything except a Titleist hat that you have 73. He came down to the golf trip. He literally had 73 of the same Titleist hat in different colors. You're not wearing, there's no way, imagine Uncle T wearing this hat. Uncle T's not wearing this hat.
I will just say, I think Uncle T, if you hand delivered that hat to him, he would wear it. You got to hand deliver it to him. Yeah. Yeah. No,
he only wears Titleist hats. That's all he wears.
No, I don't believe it. I think if you hand delivered that hat to his house or brought it to lunch for him, he would wear it.
Westlake knows. Jordan Spieth t-shirts and Titleist hats.
Poor Uncle Terry. He's on a heater right now. Leave him alone. Leave Uncle Terry alone.
Ticket yesterday too. Another winner for him. I mean, man, he's a straight heat.
Uncle T gets stuff to the finish line. I wish I could say the same for myself. Uncle T's a finisher right now. JSU, not so much. Come up too short sometimes here.
Too short. No pun.
No pun. You know what? I just knew it, and I still said it anyways, Tony, because I just knew it anyways. So bring it on. Bring the short jokes back. But yes, Big Daddy Bryson. Tony, did you? I mean, I'm assuming you cored him, right? I'm assuming he was a core play of yours. How'd you do in the golf streets?
I won a lot betting him. I had 1,000. I had 1,300, I think, total on him. Won like 25 grand or something. Nice hit there. Did not do as good DFS though. He was in my core, but I also had Sung Jae in my core, who missed the cut obviously and sucked. And I don't know who my third guy was decent. I think he didn't do. I forget who the third guy was. But point being, I did not do good DFS. I'm actually surprised how little I won DFS wise. I got hardly anything back, which is weird for me. Especially when I had Bryson as a core play, and I think I had like 70% Bryson or something, and he won. So it's weird how little I got back with that much Bryson, but that just tells you the rest of my plays sucked. So I don't make excuses. I won Bryson. It wasn't that great of a week though, just because I sucked in DFS. I sucked in my pools. I think it was just all my cheap guys sucked. Like all those dudes. Benny On sucked. Sung Jae sucked. Scotty sucked. I had a bunch of him. So I got a ton wrong.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense, Scotty. I was going to say.
I did have the Soldiers Snyder, but I also had those other 7K guys. I was high. Snyder had Connors and who was it? Henley. I think Henley. But the Soldiers crushed. If anyone played the Soldiers this week, they did well. The problem was I just played a lot of those cheap guys, and a lot of them didn't do that good. So I don't know. I sucked, but it was profitable thanks to Bryson at least. And I got some Snyder bucks. Those are hard to come by. I did get some Snyder because he loves Brooks Koepka. This dude, every major, he acts like Koepka.
He did not bet you Bryson for Brooks.
It wasn't just that, but we had some other bets. But that was one of them, though. That was one of them. But he loved every single major where Snyder slides into my messages. He's like, oh, Brooks is coming. He's a major killer. I mean, how long before Brooks isn't good anymore? Like, when does it change? When does that narrative switch?
Hey, he had one good day, Tony, right? Day one.
Yeah, and everyone was the same as usual on Thursday. Like, I can't believe I didn't play Brooks in a major. The chat was going crazy. Like, oh, I love Brooks. And then Sunday, gone.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, you can't be betting him over Bryson right now is just the best right now. Bryson's just the best on and off the golf course. He is the actual best. Rory, beta, straight beta. Don't even fuck with Rory. I hope he just quits the next like 5 golf tournaments because you know what? He doesn't deserve to play after the crybaby crap that he pulls, running out after not even congratulating Bryson at all. Like nothing, not a hat tip. That drives me nuts, Tony. I don't like that shit. Like Bryson, he loses. He goes over to the winner. Gives him a congratulations. Rory runs away. And then quits the next week for golf.
I'm almost always, I agree with your take. And I'm always, I like how Bryson did it. I'm not as upset at Rory as other people are this time, just because I think it was really, really tough what happened to him. I'm not saying he shouldn't have balled up and done it. He did send a message to Bryson, like congrats and stuff, but
yeah, that shit wasn't real. You actually believe that? Come on, that wasn't a hard.
No,
I do not believe if
like
it was
that. How he lost that though, with his history, where he got 4 majors like right away. He was on the track to be the next Tiger. He's still a Hall of Famer, obviously, but it's been 10 years. All this talk about he can't close. And then he misses 2 3-footers in the last 8 holes, and then watches Bryson off a root into the bunker, hits a 50-yard bunker shot to 3 feet to be. I mean, it had to be a tough evening in the McIlroy household.
A tough evening or not, you're a grown man. You go over, you lose. At the end of it all, You don't run away. You go shake the man's hand or give him a congratulations. You don't just run away.
And that's where you gain even more fans too. Like if he would have gone up to that mic and just faced the music and said, "I played good all," because he played
have
great.
to do the mic. He didn't even have to do an interview.
But he should have anyway. So go face the music like you're. Oh man, now we got the Reds Pirates delayed due to what?
Don't get us back on baseball here. Half the chat doesn't even know what baseball is now.
We only got 5. Is that game seriously in trouble?
I mean, it might be in trouble now that you say it.
Roman, this is a sports show. Ramen for dinner. You're going to eat ramen for dinner if you don't watch us with the winners tonight.
Hey, people like ramen. Nothing wrong with ramen. I mean, I haven't ate it in a while, but like when I was young, I ate some ramen soup. It was
solid. Is this game like in trouble though?
Just swap it out. I have no fucking idea.
Oh,
go in the baseball chat and look to see if everyone's freaking out about swapping. Because I didn't play any of that game. So, wait, did I play any of that game? Which game was it?
Skeens.
Oh shit! I got Skeens on all my teams. Never mind. I played that game.
I mean,
that's funny. When you said Pittsburgh, in my head, I just blanked out all the pitchers for some reason and just thought of the hitters. Because you said hitters. Why wouldn't you say Skeens? You said like the hitters' names and stuff. Why wouldn't you say for Skeens?
Man. This isn't good. We only got 4 minutes.
I mean, well, you can just swap out to Fried if you're like really worried about it, which I might just do just because we're on a baseball show right now and I have no idea if this is. I mean, it's got to be, if you're this worried about it, it's got to be somewhat real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do? You literally got 3 minutes. This is like the site you got.
I guess I'm just going to get off of him. So M. Westlake in chat just said game starting at 7:10. Whatever. I never, ever just leave it with the weather, but I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to be freaking pissed when it postpones. But
no, I'm not drunk, but I don't have my warm water with me.
No concern that they said right here. Okay. So we're good. False alarm there. We're good. Someone up top said Roth says the game is not safe. And then below Brittany says Roth has no concern. Whatever. We're out of time anyways for that game. So I'm letting it ride. Come on, Skeens. Get out there and get us some Ks.
James, he's got a friend or a family member at the show, so he says it's good. All right, we'll go with that. I feel better
then. I feel the chat's got our back.
By the way, Tony, Rick Majerus, your boy in chat, said JSU warm water equals winners. So should I go get my warm water? I mean, I have it. It's over there on the counter. I see it right there. No, it's not for winners.
No, it's not.
Nothing gets you more sad than when I bring up warm water.
Someone else on my golf trip too is like, I think it was my brother, the healthy one. He's like, I love warm water. He had this full jug out there, like the biggest jug I've ever seen, and it's just
wait. Like, is that the young one? The one I'm the big one, the one I met. Yeah,
I love warm water, and I'm like, you can't be serious.
It must just be the in shape guys. You must just all like warm water. I don't know. Chat, are there any in shape dudes in the chat that love warm water? Because it might just be like a workout thing or something. Because I'll tell you right now, Tony, I don't like cold water even when I work out. Like I don't like drinking it out. I like warm water all the time. Always.
Yeah, I mean,
see,
it's tough scene.
We got some warm water lovers in the chat, Tony. I'll just say it right now. They've been quiet during a lot of these shows, but they're coming out of the woodworks right now. Maybe they're just trying to support me, though. Yes, Reggie's season. Reggie's back. He's feeling good. Appreciate Uncle T. I drink 2 gallons of warm water a day. Wait a second. That's your boy, Tony. He drinks 2 gallons of warm water a day.
Who?
Rick Majerus. You better switch over to warm water if that's the case. That's your boy.
Come on, Majerus. You're better than that.
Majerus, you're like his favorite Majerus. He might like you more than me. That's how much he likes Rick Majerus. I mean, he loves him. You better start switching to warm water, my friend. I think if Rick says it, it's got to be true. It's the key. The key to success right here. I better go get mine after we
I
get into
drink
the
2
basketball.
gallons of cold vodka a day. Well, warm water is done. I agree.
Oh, you're a hater. All right, let's get into the hoop stock here since baseball's locked and we talked about Bryson for, at least 5 minutes, which we got to when he wins. So we got through all that stuff, but we can get into the actual game talk here, Tony. So I know you're at your trip. I don't know how much of the last game you got to watch because you were at a golf trip, if people don't know. But did you get to watch the game or did you just watch like the highlights?
Yeah. I watched it. I mean, I didn't watch it as close as I watch it when I'm at home. We were eating dinner and it was on all the TVs, but I watched it. I watched it enough to see what happened. I mean, Boston punted the game, Dallas pounded them, and it was honestly those game fours when it's 3-0, they go one way or the other. Either the team really competes and they really get after it, and that happens, or the other team just quits and then Boston just puts them away. I think this game was a little of both. Boston just let up. Dallas played great, didn't want to get swept. Is it a gentleman's sweep tonight is the real question, because in the Minnesota series, this is what happened a little too. They kind of got one and then they went back and Dallas just absolutely brought the lumber to them and sent them back to the offseason. So I don't know. Game 3 hurt my feelings. We were driving down to the golf trip for game 3, and I watched that game super close because we were just watching while we were driving. And I felt like Dallas should have won that game. I was disappointed in some of the calls where people were mad at Luka, and he shouldn't have put himself in those positions. But like the sixth foul where he was sliding in front of him, I didn't think that should have been called on him, especially as a star in crunch time and stuff like that. But they lost. They could have got over the hump. I felt like, but game 4 would have been different too, though, if they win game 3.
But Jaylen Brown fell to Tony. You got to make a call either way. And if you're Luka, if you're gonna take that position, you gotta almost sell it really good. You gotta get in front of him fully. Not he half committed to it. Which was what was
I
annoying.
get why they didn't overturn it. Technically, by the letter of the law, it's a block. I get that. I'm not saying.
You're just saying he's a star and he had 5 fouls
and he's at home, and I still just personally, it could have been the other way too. It could have been on Tatum, and I would have said the same thing. I'm impartial in this. That's just not a block to me in that situation with a stud. He's sliding his feet. I just don't like the call. And it really doesn't have, I didn't have that much invested in Dallas. It's just a basketball take for me. If it was Tatum, I'd have said the same thing. I just don't like the call, but the point is correct. He shouldn't have put himself in that position. Some of his other fouls were terrible too. He just reaching for no reason. It was stupid, and they should have won. I mean, they jumped out early. Doesn't really matter. The question is tonight, what do we think happens? I think the Boston side is easier than ever. I mean, they're going to play these 4 guys 45 minutes tonight. They're going to try to close it down at home. Same take I've had the whole series. I don't love I mean, you're not playing Porzingis. I need to do this filter, but talk about Boston, because I think Boston is insanely easy tonight of who you should like and who you shouldn't like.
Yeah, I mean, Porzingis, you obviously you're not playing Porzingis no matter what, so you can just take him out of your pool. I doubt he sees the floor at all last game, but he is available, so take that for what it's worth. But I think it's going to be the same thing as last time out. And then, like you said, I think Boston side is the easiest side to predict. It's the Dallas side that we've actually struggled with the cheapies to try and figure out game in and game out, Tony, right? One game it was Hardy. Finally, last game, it felt like we got some of those Dallas guys through, but it's been hard throughout this series to predict. The Boston guys have been easier because it's really just been Hauser, who's had a few good games in the series. He's putting up 15 to 20 fantasy points in 3 of the games so far. So he's played really well. He's shooting really well from 3, and he's back home. So, I mean, obviously, I think he's the one Boston cheapie that I would like the most, probably. But he's also like the most expensive of like the Pritchards, the Tillmans, all those other guys. But I agree with you. Like, I think that Boston side's way easier because you just look at it outside of Porzingis at the top. You definitely want 3 to 4 of these starters, and to make your teams. I think, and we'll get to the captains, but I think it's going to be a mid-tier captain, back on the mid-tier captain, just with the pricing and everything. I'm going to try and find a mid-tier captain to build off of, because I want Luka, and like I said, I want 3 to 4 Boston starters. So if I know I want Luka and I know I want 3 to 4 Boston starters, then I think it's not just the 2K guy I would need, but I might need some savings at the captain. So that's kind of my like outlook going into this game, Tony, is that's what I want. I want Luka. I want 3 to 4 Boston starters, and then build from there.
Yeah, I mean it's a little redundant for the series for me, but I just I know I've been against Doogie Howser and he's beat me the last couple games, but now he's up to 3,400. I mean, people are going to keep playing him. I'm not. I really think that they just, and Porzingis is in, the chat was talking about too. That doesn't matter to us though. I mean, just because he's in doesn't
Porzingis
mean,
was in last game, by the way. It's the
well,
same.
that's
I
the point I
don't
was
think it
making though.
matters.
Like, it doesn't matter. I mean, even if he does come in and shoot a couple threes and run up and down a few times, like, you're not playing him, so it doesn't matter DFS wise. It just doesn't matter to me. So I'm not playing him. I'm personally not playing Doogie. I'm gonna play this aggressive tonight though. I'm playing the starters from Boston and then a lot of Dallas guys with the studs. And I'm sure a lot of people tonight are playing 150 more than they usually do, just because DraftKings had that awesome $4 one where you can put 150 in for only $600, which is a great tournament. So I'm going to be more aggressive tonight, and I'm just not going to play Hauser. And that's probably stupid with the way he's played, but I just think Boston tries to shut this thing down, and I just trust these guys to get minutes. Horford, I like a lot still. I think he steps up in a big game. He's never won a title, right? I don't think he has. He's been around forever, and he's been a great player forever, but he's never won one, right?
No, I don't think so. Because I mean, Boston. When was the last time Boston hasn't won one in the last few years? And he's been on the Boston team for a while. And before that, I know he didn't win one
Yeah.
with Atlanta. So
I
yeah,
think
he definitely hasn't won one.
I think he has a big game to close this puppy out, and I like these. I think Boston's way easier of a side though. So let's look more at, and honestly, in a game like this, so Boston just got pounded. Dallas obviously needs to win here, so I think you just see these guys play so much tonight. Boston does not want to go back to Dallas 3-2. Man, these guys are going to play 45 minutes. The benches are not going to play as much tonight, in my opinion, unless it somehow,
Yeah.
say Dallas somehow like blew them out again, like, which I don't see any way it happens. That would be the only way that weird stuff would happen. So I think like Tatum and Brown are even better plays than before. And I think on the Dallas side, Luka and Kyrie, and I was talking to Fallick a little bit. Everyone always likes Fallick's takes. His big take was you need to play 3 of the 4 studs because they're just going to shoot so many shots and play so many minutes that then you can plug in some of these other guys around it, some of the cheaper Dallas guys. But I do kind of agree with that. I mean, Luka, I have to play Luka in this game. I have to play Tatum or Brown. And then, I mean, Kyrie's just getting good looks. I'm okay with 3 out of 4, but to do that, you're going to have to go down at captain, which I agree with you. I like mid-tier captain. PJ keeps getting cheaper. Lively keeps playing better and better, and his price hasn't moved much. And I don't think it's like the worst thing ever to just gamble in this format, like the $4 and the $25, where you get a lot to first. I don't usually say this, but I don't think it's the worst thing ever to take a stab on one of these captains like Josh Green or Kleba or Tim Hardaway, even just so that you can fit everything with it. And if you somehow guess right down here, and they get you 12 to 15 fantasy points, and it lets you fit 5 really good pieces, I think it's okay.
So we just got some news that, I personally don't think it's going to change much for my plans, but I just want to make sure people see it. So Brad Townsend just said no minutes restriction for Porzingis. Missoula says we'll see the full Porzingis apparently. So take that for what you will. This is going to be my take on this, is that whether or not, Porzingis is fully able to go. We saw the full Porzingis in game 1, and it was like 20 minutes of Porzingis. Is he going to get that again? I don't know if he gets the 20 minutes, even with this report, Tony, but that's probably his high, is like 20 minutes, like max 20 minutes. So I'm still fading Porzingis. I don't think this changes much for me, but it does change something for maybe like Xavier Tillman off the bench, because now he goes to maybe nothing. So that's just something to note for the bench guys. And maybe it goes back to your point of just saying like screw a lot of those Boston bench guys, and maybe just play the Boston starters and try and find the Dallas cheapies that can get you over the top with like Luka and or Kyrie and the Boston starters. You know what I mean? Which I think is your plan, from what you're saying. So yeah, that's just the report that just came up now. What are you doing with that new news, or Porzingis a full go or no minutes restriction apparently?
Yeah, I just couldn't imagine paying $8K for Porzingis. Like, I just, if Porzingis goes out there and beats me, then I can live with it. I can look in the mirror. I can respect myself. I can, it's like the easiest fate of all time, man. I see no reason. If he was like, where it would get interesting for me is if he was priced around like Lively, like at 5,400 or something. Like, then I could make a case to gamble. He's 8K though. He's literally 1,000 cheaper than Kyrie Irving. I mean, in no scenario am I playing Porzingis. I'm glad he's playing now, because for one, it's going to get Horford a little bit lower owned. For two,
Yep.
even if Porzingis is 10 to 15% owned, that's still 10 to 15% that I think is dead, stone cold dead. And just because they say he's got no minutes in this and that doesn't mean he actually like gets out there, and all it takes is one tweak and he's back on the bench, or they're just saying it to posture or what. I saw the video again of him shooting, like he can't move.
Yeah, and it might just be like you said, Tony. They don't want to go back to Dallas. Porzingis knows that, and they're going to throw the kitchen sink, like trying to just jam the starters for as many minutes as possible. And he's like, "Hey, listen, like I want to try and at least give it a go this game. I don't want to just sit on the bench and be like, in case of emergency type guy." And that could be some of it too. Like he knows, Missoula resting those guys that early in game 4 kind of tells you like, hey, listen, like game 5 back at home, this is where we throw everything at this team to try and get this thing done. So that brings it back to that rule that we talked about, where like I want all my teams to have 3 to 4 Boston starters on all of them, because they, like you said, they're going to play a ton of minutes here and
the only
really push out
exception
the
to
bench.
the 3 or 4, why I wouldn't set a rule for 3 to 4, even though I want 3 to 4, is just I want some teams with a majority of those studs, which won't let you get. You'll have to play like two cheapies from Dallas to make it happen.
Yeah, you want the teams that can fit all 3 out of the 4 studs.
3, and I mean, I haven't looked at the bill, but what does it take to fit all 4 in utility?
So if you fit all 4 of them in utility,
Can you even do it?
Let's see. You're going to need to pay down a captain, like way down. So
could you fit like a Tim Hart? What's the cheapest? Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway is. So you could do Tim Hardaway or Kleba or Exum. So
No, you could do Tim. If you do all 4 studs from the game, you can do Tim Hardaway and captain, and then you have 2,100 left on DraftKings.
which doesn't fit hardly anyone,
It
right?
it fits a 2K guy because there's no
So you have to
2,100.
play like Hardy or somebody or Cornette.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's the problem with 4. I mean,
Now, if you go like Kleba, you could probably fit. You could fit like Tillman or Exum if you went Kleba, but
yeah,
you know,
it's definitely a little air. So I like the 3
the
out of
3.
those 4. But I do like the fact of playing 3 out of 4 though, just because. I mean, you are going to get a lot. And I honestly like the Luka Kyrie more than the Tatum Brown. So maybe it's a Luka Kyrie in the utility, even not captain, and a cheaper captain, like you're saying, and then plug in 2 or 3 of the Boston guys like that.
Yeah, but I don't want a cheap captain like down here.
Well, you won't
Down
need
in
it
that
with 3, I don't think. Just
right.
say like
I
you
want
played
the mid tier.
just say you played Jaylen Brown, Luka, Kyrie. I mean, you're at 5,800. Like you can easily play Al Horford, one cheapie, and then you're up to like PJ or it is tough to fit him in the mid with 3.
It's tough. That's why I'm saying I don't really like the 3 stud builds. I don't think as much, and that's
Until
why
they
I'm
get out there and shoot the ball a million times again.
Yeah, well, they could get out there and shoot the ball a million times and stuff like that, but I think that Boston's not going to change what they do. Like
What does
Derek
it do
White's
if you don't play the 2 studs from let me see. If
from
you
what,
played
Boston?
if you played Luka, Kyrie without the 2
Yeah, that's a build I'm interested in. Yes.
Luka, Kyrie, and then just say like Horford and Drew. Like you got tons of salary then.
Correct. Yeah.
Like tons and tons.
So Dustin says lively and grab 5 Boston starters. The one thing I would say about this build is in that type of build, I feel like that's a blowout build, Tony, where Lively gets there in his 20 minutes of run. And the problem is that I think a Boston cheapie or a Dallas cheapie would end up being on the winner, maybe 2. So like a stud captain could find its way in to the winner at the end of the blowout run in that lineup. Do you agree with something like that? Like, because to me, that feels like no Luka, no Kyrie, 5 Boston starters with Lively and captain.
I have a really hard time not playing Luka or Kyrie. Just
yeah.
I mean, it would definitely be a blowout, like you're saying, but even in like that, like say Boston wins by 30 tonight. I mean, you still have to think that Luka or Kyrie's putting up enough points to get one of them to get in the winner with some cheapies. Because if it's a blowout, then the cheapies are going to get there.
And they're also not going to. Well, actually, to this point though, they're not going to quit as quickly as like Boston did last game.
Yeah, not even close.
So that's another thing. But
I mean, they're not quitting on either side tonight until this thing is over.
So if you go with all, I just wanted to see like what it leaves you here. If you go with. Okay, so yeah, Derek Lively at captain and 4 Boston starters, and you still have like 6,100 left. So yeah, I mean, you could do that, but you're gonna be fading Luka and Kyrie. So I mean, I don't know if you want to be fading Luka or Kyrie, but me and Tony don't like fading both of them. Are you gonna make that rule, Tony? At least one of them on all your teams?
What, Luka and Kyrie?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to set a rule, but I can almost guarantee that I'm going to get one of them with my projection. I'm not going to set a rule like that, though.
All right. I agree with you, though. I struggle to see it not being one of them in the winner.
I mean,
even if it's not the captain.
If you I know I always say the same stupid thing about the starters and stuff, but if your only player pool tonight is the 5 Boston starters, Dallas, and I could even like this is the beauty of SaberSim. We could even run this. Like, let's just see what it looks like. So Boston side,
run it, and let's talk about Dallas because we talked about Boston a lot.
I was going to show just an example as we look at the numbers. Okay. So on the Boston side, just the 5 starters: Dallas side, let's see what happens when we get rid of all these cheapies. I'll leave Josh Green and Kleba just because I think they're going to play no matter what. But and then the captain, let's get rid of all the
I disagree with you on Kleba, but we can get to that.
You don't think he's going to play no matter what?
I think he's going to play. I just don't think he's going to play what you saw last game, because what you saw last game was a combined PJ Washington and foul trouble that got him like the extra type run that he got. PJ Washington's not playing 16 minutes tonight. And if PJ Washington doesn't play 16 minutes tonight, Max Kleber's not playing 20 plus. He's probably going back down to like 12.
I mean, he played 19 and 16 the first two games.
Yeah, and then what did he play the third game?
And but the important part though is he's 2,400. Like
I think Tim Hardaway Jr. and Josh Green both play a role.
Yeah, I mean, I think they need the scoring there for sure. Okay, we don't need these captains in here anyways. But let's see what because I haven't changed any of the numbers yet. So let's see what.
Yeah, let's see it.
Let's see what it gives us here. Because I'm curious what kind of builds, just because I want to jam the starters. Like, I want guys that are out there. I think they're going to play all the minutes tonight. Like, there's no way around it. So let's see what we get.
I'm just wondering. I wonder if you get like the studs and the captains more than the mid tier. That's what I'm wondering, what it gives you for the captains.
I'm super curious. Damn, I still got these shitty Boston dudes in the captain. I forgot to take them out. Oh well,
they ain't gonna hit.
I mean, I don't think they will either. I'm gonna laugh when it's like Doogie Howser captain though in my optimal or something, because I left him in there.
Our boy Glock says got to put Exum in there.
I like the Dallas because I think the Dallas cheapies are more of a dice roll than like anyone else thinks. Whoever comes in and like plays good, I think just steals runs. So I told you what I was gonna do when I left the top team as Xavier Tillman. I got to get these dudes out of here.
Unbelievable.
I knew it was gonna happen.
And if Porzingis actually plays a little bit, he's definitely not gonna play. So
now I don't even have the get all these.
What?
I can't find the box to like get rid of them now. Oh, there it is. Cornet.
Let's go uncheck the boxes.
There we go. Now we're good. Let's Glock wants us to put the Dallas Exum back. I'll put Exum and Hardaway in. That's fine. Now let's see what we get. Exum is a lock, huh?
I mean, I like Exum, but I don't think any Dallas guy is a lock, because I don't think anyone knows what he's.
Why does everyone like it? What am I missing? Why does everyone like Exum? Because he's 2,200.
Because he played 14 minutes and went 4 for 7 from the field and hit 2 threes last game. That's why. He looked good. That's why. It's literally just a recency bias of one game. Where they won. Well, they did win though. So, and he did look good. I just like, the problem is when you're Dallas and you're trying to find anything, Tony, you know this. It's like with any of these guys, these role players, any night it could be any one of them, and anyone gets scratched for the other one. So like Tim Hardaway Jr., like I said, it could be his night if he comes out and hits some threes early, or Josh Green, Maxi Kleber. Like, it could be any of these guys. That's the issue with Dallas. That's why all series we've struggled trying to pinpoint the cheapie every game. That's the issue with Dallas.
Yep, and it is a guessing game for sure.
100%.
Wow. So based on just our numbers at Run Pure, I haven't changed a single thing. You got the optimals back to the PJ at only 27 projection too. PJ captain, Luka, Josh Green, and then 3 Boston starters. The next one, though, is the one I like a lot more. 4 Boston starters with Horford at captain and Kyrie and PJ. Like, all starters here. This is my type. I like this build a lot because I like Horford a lot. I think Horford smells that title. I think Horford plays really, really good tonight, at least on offense. I think he makes shots. I think he probably gets a few blocks, maybe gets some boards. I think Horford's awesome tonight. And since he's the starter that's the cheapest, I think he fits captain nicely to fit as many pieces as you want in there with him. But I like builds like this where you got Kyrie, PJ starters. Here's a Tatum captain with White, Holiday, Kyrie, Lively, like this too. Here's all pretty. I mean, I consider Lively kind of a starter, even though he's not. You know, he's going to play. But all these guys right here with a Tatum captain. I mean, these are good builds here with the Sims. Kyrie captain with PJ, 4 starters. I mean, let's find it. Where do you think the Luka? What's a Luka cap? Here we go. Luka, PJ, Kleba. What like that? That right there to me is a good Luka build. I mean, you got 3 Boston starters, PJ, and 1 cheapie, whoever your cheapie is. I mean, I like those builds.
I like those builds. I'm probably not going to personally get to the Luka captain builds, but that's just me. I'm probably going to fade those stud builds at the top. I like the Derek White, Drew Holiday, Derek Lively, maybe Big Al range. Like those are the 4 guys that I want in captain because I think it just gives you a little more flexibility, salary relief without taking chances. And like we said, we think this game is close. And in a close game, how many of those cheap starter or cheap bench guys are actually getting there from either side? It's probably not many still in a close game. So that's why I want to be more in that range.
The captains are pretty interesting though in the 150. You got Drew Holiday 16%, Kyrie 16, Derek White 15, Luka 12, Tatum 12, Jalen 9, PJ 8. I mean, Horford only 6 is interesting to me. Lively 4. So it's spread around pretty good, kind of more than I thought it would be in a game.
Well, Al doesn't have like the best projection, doesn't he?
No, I haven't bumped anything, so that's
I'm saying I think his projection's like 23 or 24, so it's not like that's why you're not getting the same thing with like Lively.
It's higher than I thought. It's 27 because it's the Run Pure one.
Oh wow, and that's higher. Okay,
it is higher than I thought. Let me look at the projections. So I mean, Luka's only at 61 though, and he's hitting like. I mean, if you think Dallas competes and Luka plays good, I mean, I don't see how you can't give him more than 61 tonight. I have to go higher on Luka.
I got him at 64.5. So that's where I have him right now. What do you project him at? 70?
Just because me personally, I think I'm bumping these studs for sure. I think all 4 of the studs play good tonight, but I think Kyrie too. I think Kyrie has a good game. I just think they just go for it tonight, and these guys just chuck the ball. So I mean, we can do this. So Luka, I mean, I could even meet in the middle, like 65. Tatum, like 55.
No, that's too high.
You think Tatum 55 is too high?
Too high.
You just hate the studs.
Too high. It's too high. He has not hit 55 in any game in this series. Not one game. He hasn't even hit 50. He's been close to 50. He hasn't hit 50 though. Literally, he's hit 30, 49, 49, 39. And only one of those games was a blowout. The other games he played 42, 45, and 42 minutes. And I get that he wasn't shooting well in a lot of those games, but still, it's just the truth. Like I can't project him for 55.
Yeah, you're going to end up with all these chalk mid-tier builds, though. You're not going to have any studs. And when these studs go off, you're going to get steamed.
No, you said it yourself. The Luka captain builds were hitting with you at 61. So
no, at a small note, I want more studs than you. That's fine.
Well, yeah, that's our difference. Is you want 3 of those guys, and I'm not going to make that a rule that I need 3 of those guys. I just don't think that's the case here. I think you're going to want one of Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum, and you're probably going to want one of Luka or Kyrie. The only way I could see Kyrie sneaking as the third is because he's like so much cheaper now. But like, because him and Brown were pretty much the exact same or like a couple hundred different. And now there's like a 1,200 difference between Brown and Kyrie. So that's a much bigger differential. But I still think it's probably going to be 1-1.
Yeah.
That's just my take. So
what are you projecting, Jalen and
I got Jalen
Rizzo?
at,
Like Porzingis playing 24 minutes based on what? Like just because we think? Like why? Why is he playing 24 minutes?
I think that's our difference though. Like we think that Porzingis is going to play like 12 minutes, 15 maybe. Try to is the key word, not 24. He didn't play. He didn't play that. He played 23 his last game, 21 the game before.
And Horford's $2K cheaper than Porzingis on top of it. I mean, he's
Porzingis is just, you can say it muddies it up for him a little bit, just the unknown, but I just don't believe he's going to play in the 20s. Like I just don't believe that. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So I've been wrong in 3 out of the last 4 games.
Missoula said he won't have a minutes restriction. I mean, because every coach in Game 5 of the NBA Finals has told us exactly what his rotation.
That's like these guys earlier. They said, "Well, kids said that they like a third ball handle." Yes. I've heard every coach in the world tell them exactly what they like and do it all the time. They've never said something and then done the opposite. Because the point is that a lot of these coaches
doesn't even matter anyway. It's like we don't like Porzingis. If you like Porzingis, play him.
But Tony, a lot of these coaches, think it's like a huge thing to like hide their actual strategy. Like they play that game, like they think it's a big deal, which it isn't. And we all know it's not, but they think it's like an actual, we can't give them the game plan or we can't tell them, this or that. It's all bullshit. It's all just, mind games or whatever. But yeah, that's what we think. So we're not worried about that. Al's too cheap. But again, that's why I want to live in, you said it's going to be the chalk builds, like Derek White captain and stuff like that. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be the winner. I like Derek Lively a lot. Like, I think he's a really good captain play. He's cheap. Like his role is awesome on this team. He would have played 30 minutes again, and he probably would have had 40 plus fantasy points in that situation last game, but he just didn't have to because they blew him out. And he only played 22. But he's been awesome. I loved him last series. Again, I still think Kristaps is definitely messed up or somewhat injured. So I'm rolling with Lively again. I like Lively. PJ's fine. I don't think I'm going to get to PJ and the captain. Just doesn't show ceiling, but he shows a floor when he gets 40 minutes. So I like him in the util. I just don't really like him in the captain. But yeah, that's why I'm in on like the Derek White, Lively, Drew. Those are my 3 favorite captains, I think.
Yeah. I like Lively. I think Lively,
he's like my favorite.
Especially because he's not starting too, which doesn't seem like it means that much, but it still matters a little bit when people are – because you get more casuals playing this time of year than ever too, just because it's the finals. So they want those starters. I like Lively a ton. Like I don't really want – and it's going to kill me because he always has 1 or 2 games, but PJ, I don't really want PJ. I like PJ more in utility than captain. Like his minutes – I just don't feel like he's ever going out and getting like 50 or something. Like Drew could get 50, White could get 50.
Not in this series, Tony. Not in this series. Like I think he could get like what you need in others. In this series though.
We saw him crush the last series. It's just a different matchup, and
it's different. Yeah,
I do like him still in utility. I want to be clear about that because his minutes are going to be there without fouls, and his floor is solid without fouls. So I do like him in utility.
The problem with PJ is and he's a good defender too, but Boston's it's tough with those 4 guys and then the big, you know what I mean? He's going out there and he's trying to guard, he's getting on Tatum or Brown or White or Drew. Like it's just, they're a tough team to handle. They just got so many guys that can handle the ball, create, get their own shots. And, PJ's unfortunately struggling, to stay on the court with fouls at times, but that's the reason why. It's just a tougher matchup than like Minnesota or something like that. It's even Cat, who's good. It's easier for PJ to guard Cat, Tony, because he's like not as supreme athletic and stuff like on the perimeter and everything like that. He'd rather bang with them a little bit. Like it's just a different style that he's got to defend.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. It's just a tough spot. It's all matchups in the playoffs, like we always talk about.
Just so you know, Pirates game's playing, by the way. Thanks, James.
There we go.
But
yeah.
So
I don't know.
So who are your key before I want to get to FanDuel because we always neglect FanDuel. So I want to make sure we talk about it real quick. But before we do, who are your favorite Dallas cheapies? Because you didn't like the Boston cheapies. So rank your Dallas cheapies in order. Who do you like the most?
Let me make sure I got them all back in. So for me, I know I've kind of been this way the whole time, but I still like Josh Green and Kleba more than the other guys. I just think they're going to get more of a chance. I mean, Josh Green still has played decent minutes in all of the. Is that right? Yeah. All what game didn't he? Because this is game 5. I was trying to figure it out. I mean, he's played decent minutes in all the games. 12 fantasy points the last 2 games. I don't know. I just trust the Josh Green minutes more than the other guys. Doesn't mean I think he has the biggest ceiling with different things, but I know he's going to play, and I just still like Kleba. I know he was really bad in those 2 games, but last game he looked better to me. I don't think he got – I mean, how much minutes did he play in the 4th? I didn't feel like he played that much in the 4th. Played 23 minutes. I just feel like he's going to play. So
yeah, but you got to remember PJ was in foul trouble, so he got minutes because of that.
But even if he plays 16 and 19 like he did the other 2 games, like I like Kleba, so I will rank them Josh Green, Kleba, Exum, and I don't think Hardaway and Hardy play unless they need offense. So I would rank them below the other guys. But that being said, if they struggle to score, Tim Hardaway and Hardy are the guys because they can score. So
yeah,
I think they're worth the gamble, and I'm definitely leaving them in the player pool for sure. So my rankings are definitely these 5 in this order, but I want some of all of them. Like I want to mix and match these guys in my 150 because I am not, like you said, I think it's a little bit of luck who gets there, but I do think 1 or 2 of these guys crush. And honestly, like at Rizzo's, I don't hate that either. None. I do like the build, like we already showed. That's why I wanted to show that build first, where it's all the like mid guys and you don't have any scrubs. I like that build too, but you got to decide and go for stuff like that. So.
And the chat's talking about with PJ and stuff like that. Like it's easier to guard when you literally can just switch everything, which Boston, like they can just switch everything because they don't care if Drew or Derek White gets stuck on a big from Dallas. Like that's not a concern at all because Dallas's bigs are not a threat at all. So it doesn't matter. So when you got a team like that, it's just it's tough. But Brandon wants to point out, Tony, I'll join you because he said, Big T, you overrated Dallas. I might have overrated Dallas too, Brandon, but appreciate you just pointing it out to Big T. You do get the love and the hate, Tony. I'll give you that part.
Overrated on what, though? What did I?
Well, because we like them over Boston. So that brings me to my next point. He said Boston's far
NBA
better
final.
roster.
How are they overrated? They're in the NBA
Well, because they're finished tonight, Tony. This is the end game.
So everybody's overrated. Was Denver overrated too? And Minnesota Is everyone overrated that loses?
I think it was just that we picked them over Boston. So
we did pick the loser. I do agree with that point.
We did pick.
Do I think they were overrated? I did not think they were overrated. I do think we picked the loser, though. I agree with that.
That's fair. That's a fair. I would have rather them just say that as opposed to just the whole thing, you know. But
look at this live. The first build that popped up with the new projections.
Yeah,
that's the one the guy was talking about.
That's the one the guy was talking about with the 5 Boston stuff. And honestly,
it looks good. I'll admit it to whoever said it.
See,
it looks good
I don't like it. I don't like this build though. I don't see this build. Like I think if this build is hitting, it's hitting in like the 3rd quarter when Boston's up 40. And at that point, I think it's going to get screwed by the end of the game. But yeah, I won't play any 5-1s either. That's the other thing. But Yeah. Let's see if Murray, Kawhi. This is the other thing that the playoffs bring out, but like it's always who
It's all
is healthy at the end of the day. Like that's the other big thing. Like you stay healthy, you're going to have a chance. A lot of these teams get hurt. Look at Joel Embiid, who got hurt early. Jalen Brunson
don't use
got
our
hurt.
boy Embiid with the comparison because he
I'm just
sucks.
going through. I'm
Oh,
literally going
Embiid
through every
sucks.
team. I'm literally going through every team. Will you not interrupt me while I talk about
Stay
Tyrese
healthy next
Halliburton
year,
and
Embiid, because
Jimmy
we want to whoop
Butler?
your healthy ass.
We just hate Joel Embiid so much. But the point is that all these teams go through it. The year I'll still never forget, the year that Milwaukee won the championship, and Brooklyn would have whooped that team's ass if they had two of their three guys, and James Harden and Kyrie got hurt, and it was like KD almost beat them single-handedly. I was so annoyed because I loved Brooklyn that year, and I had them as just I had so much money on them, and then that happened. But that just shows you, like, even that team, that was such a good team. They should have won it, but they lost their two of their three key guys, and then they lose. So that's what happens in the playoffs.
Yeah. So with the new numbers, I mean, the captains still spread around. I mean, I don't know. I think we broke it down pretty good from the DraftKings.
Do you want to quickly hit FanDuel just so we get to FanDuel? Tony?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
Okay.
Let's see what pricing we got.
Kyrie is 13.5 on FanDuel.
So, yeah, I mean, 13.5 is a really good price. Jaylen Brown is close. I mean, I think Tatum, right first thing that sticks out at the top is Tatum 2,500 cheaper than Luka, and Kyrie right there too. So on FanDuel, you always think you got to play the leading scoring guy, but immediately the first thing that sticks out to me is you could play like a Tatum, Kyrie, Drew, Bill Horford's 95 and PJ's 9K. I mean, on FanDuel could be the site where you don't punt these guys, where you come off Luka a little bit and you play all good guys in here. And I mean, like Porzingis 11.5, you can't play. Gafford, Lively's 10K. That's actually priced up pretty high. Derek Jones, Hauser. I like the mid tier a lot. Where I mean, Drew is 10.5, Horford's 9.5, PJ 9K, and then Tatum and Kyrie stick out big time to me on FanDuel.
So for me, and I saw Joe, I saw the question. I'll throw out a few bets. I've been on a cold streak the last two games. The blowout did not help last game, and the game before, I literally landed just under the number on I swear to God, like five props. It was annoying, but hopefully we'll get to the winner circle tonight. I'll throw out a few props at the end, but for FanDuel, just to kind of touch on it, like it's exactly what I was talking about. I want 1-1 from the studs like Luka or Kyrie and Jalen or Jason, and then the other guy that I do want is Derek Lively. So at that point, Tony, I think I just need like PJ and Al. I think you talked about them, but like they seem way too cheap. And then from there, you just like finish out with one cheap dude. Like that's my perfect build is just Luka with Jalen or Jason, and then those bigs down there. Like give me two of those three bigs, meaning Derek Lively, Al Horford, PJ. Give me two of those three, and then find a cheapie. That's my team. Like that's what I want. Simple, easy. I think it's the winner too. But yeah. For props, all right. You don't have to let me know, Bears fan. Thank you. I know all my props. They're up on the site, so I see them when they lose.
Yeah, don't be giving though on the free either. People got to sign up for the JSU props.
Well, I'll give one because I like people, and Bears fans commenting on how I lose and shit like that. So they're not all winners. Maybe they won't all tail it this time. You know what I mean? You go from giving out a 12-1 prop live on a show a couple days ago. This is how far I've fallen, Tony. And
you know how Tally goes. You're only as good as the day before, baby.
I know. I'm not making excuses. I lose. I come on the show. I say that I lost, and that's the end of it. Okay, I'm gonna fucking win tonight, or I'm gonna try at least to win, and at least you know that I bet all of them too. So, but the one prop that I loved last game, and it was super annoying that we didn't hit it, was that Luka over 32.5 points. It was just super annoying because I knew he was going to nuke. He didn't come back in the fourth quarter. I'm still pissed that we didn't hit it because I had a chunk on that and it did not hit. But for the show, the one guy that I do really like is Derek White and his 3-point prop. Over 3.5 is plus money right now. So I'm going to hit that for a prop at plus money. So yeah, hit that. Hopefully win some money and get back in the winner circle tonight. If you want the rest of the props, I'll put them in the bets chat in the Discord. Hopefully we won't go 0 for 10 or whatever the fuck.
The nice part about like Derek White, when you play a prop like that, like you can look at him. I mean, he's had 8 plus 3 attempts in every game since the Indiana.
He's gonna chuck the shit out of that basketball. That's at least what you know about
the last
that prop
2
right
series,
there.
though. 8 or more threes. So literally, all you need to hit a plus prop is just him to make half his threes, which everyone's like, "Oh, that's a lot," but still, he hasn't shot good. He's gonna shoot good one of these. I love that.
Yeah, I really like it. When's the MMA match with Big T and JSU? Never. But I will say, last time I was at his house, I went for a single leg takedown. I literally, when I got it, I said I could take this dude down so easily. He was like, "Wait a second, stop," and I was like, "Okay." He didn't know what to do, so I could take your ass down in literally 2 seconds if I wanted to. Now that I know that, you got no balance. You're too tall.
I've got good balance.
Oh, no, you don't. You got bad ankles. Right when I picked up that leg, I was like, "Oh, this dude's going. He's falling hard."
I don't even know what you're talking about. When did you pick my leg up?
You don't remember that? I grabbed right behind your knee and you were like, "Stop." I was like, "Okay, whatever." You don't remember that? We were literally in your kitchen.
Drew A, I am not top heavy either. I got a big schlong and it's on the bottom, baby.
Yeah, you're proportionate. You're fully head to toe, Tony. All right, 100%. You might be a little top heavy, just a little bit. I mean, come on.
My ass and my schlong are 2 of my bigger pieces of equipment.
Well, that's true. Actually, you do have a big ass. I agree with that. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I can't confirm on the schlong. Mangone, let us know. Mangone, let us know, buddy. But yeah, the ass I can confirm. Moobs. Oh, Uncle T said moobs. I didn't say it, but
yeah,
it's kind of right there too.
I'm not scared to admit it. I got some moobs.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, Tony, do you have a favorite bet before we get out of here? I mean, we pretty much broke it down. I mean, do you have a favorite bet?
Let me find I don't want to give the side of the game. Let me see a prop. What's like Horford's threes?
It's 1.5 is minus 148. That thing's flying too.
Is there any special ones? Like
all. Yeah. So three threes for Al is plus
205.
3 plus, yeah, plus 205.
A winner. What's that number? I want that one. That's my bet.
Plus 205 for Al.
Yeah. Plus 205 to make 3 threes?
Yeah, for Al.
Yeah, that's my bet right there. 3 threes for Al. Plus 205.
God, this isn't good. We just bet Al to hit 3 threes and Derek White to hit at least 4 threes. So Boston's getting 7 threes from. This is not good for our Dallas team. If Boston scored like this,
enough problems as it is, so we might as well win some 3-point props.
That's a good point, actually.
They just shoot all threes.
That is true. Actually,
Boynton's on the train. There we go, Boynton.
Big T was looking slim when I saw him. Oh, that is Stevie's kissing up right now to the boss. You see that? Totally kissing up. By the way, Whoever said that thing in chat about me seeing if Big T is on the show today and asking me, I am not the boss. I don't fucking do anything.
Everyone knows
I
the
literally
facts. They saw it. They saw who had to ask who got it
Big
done.
T wanted this show at 6. He got it. That's what happens. Like if he wanted the show at 4, he gets it. Okay,
because Uncle
that's
T
what
keeps
it's
trash talking in the chat. I got it. So you'll love this, JSU. So we play at this golf course. There's really nice restaurant there right on the site. So after everyone finishes, you go up and you eat. Nice. You can get whatever you want. Freaking ribs, all good stuff. Great restaurant. 16 of us on the golf trip. 15 of us at the restaurant eating. Uncle T ordered pizza to his room. He's the only one that didn't go in and eat with us. 15
Oh
dudes.
my God. Now I would say come on.
He ordered pizza.
I would say come on, but that is such an Uncle T move. I actually believe it. Even though that's ridiculous, Uncle T, but I actually believe it.
Pizzas for himself when all 15 of the rest of the crew was up there eating.
What do you not like? You can't find anything on the menu to eat. They don't have a kids menu for Uncle T. I mean, they got to have a kids menu, like at the golf course restaurant. Like
he said, he's not rich. He's on a heater.
He's not rich. What do you mean? You've won so much money over the last 4 weeks. You're such a liar, Uncle
T. His 2 pizzas from Papa John's cost way more than anything he could have got.
And he got Papa John's on top of it. Like he didn't get at least a nice Italian restaurant and find. Come on.
The even funnier part was we were all eating and they came into the restaurant with the pizzas looking for him. They're like, did someone order 2 pizzas? We had to send them down the hill to the room.
They announced it in the restaurant. Oh, that's so good. Oh. I will not settle down, Uncle T. All right. You need a kids menu when you eat, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, man up and accept it. You like chicken tenders and pizza. That's it.
What's trifling mean?
Trifling?
Yeah, what's that word mean?
I don't know. Worrisome? I have no idea. That's bad.
You got my back, but you're too smart. That's too smart of a word for us.
Yeah.
Trifling?
Come on, Boynton. You know better on this show. Awful. Bumps said awful.
Chicken tendies. Brittany knows what Uncle T gets. Chicken tendies.
I like chicken tenders. If I was at a golf course in a nice restaurant, I would sit down with everyone else like a normal person and just find something on the menu, find something to eat. I can't believe that there's not one thing you would eat on that menu, Uncle T.
He did. I don't believe it. He went the first night and he got chicken tendies.
Oh, he did find. Okay, so he just didn't want to eat chicken tenders again. It was the problem, right, Tony? That has to be the problem.
Yeah, and there's 100 things on the menu though. Like you can get anything you want.
He couldn't get pizza from Papa John's though. He had to go order it. They don't serve pizza at Papa John's, so he couldn't get anything he wanted. They must not have sold pizza though, Tony. No pizza at the restaurant.
I do agree with. I don't think they serve pizza.
Yeah, if there was pizza, he would have got pizza. So that's definitely what happened. So. All right, that's going to do it here for this show, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.
Will we get another show is the question, JSU. Will we have another show on Wednesday?
We will have another show on Wednesday.
We're going to get
Let's bring it, baby. Come on. We're not quitters over here. We're not quitting on our team. Glock, stand
we don't quit around here, baby.
That's right, baby. We don't quit. I'm going to go 0 for 10 again on props, and I will go 0 for 10 the next week, too, or the next day, whenever the game 6 is. So, fuck it. No quitting here. We're going to keep rolling this money out.
I like that, Matty Ice. Luka Nuka?
I like Luka. Yeah. Series ends tonight. Brandon, calling it right now. Yeah, we'll see. It should be a good game, though. It'll definitely be a close game. Hopefully, it's not like game 3 where I felt like the Mavs should have won and they lost. Hopefully they either just lose and they should have lost or, win and bring it to a game 6, which I hope is the case, but should be a good game. Either way, I hope you guys enjoy the game tonight and get in the Run Pure Sports Discord. RPS15 is the promo code. You can get single sport packages. You can get the whole thing. RPS15. You can use that code for any of the packages on the site. We even got soccer. If you like soccer, I mean, I don't know who actually likes soccer, but if you do and you're out there, we got a soccer package going right now for the people. So we got everything. Come check us out. RPS15 is the promo code for 15% off. Hit the like button on your way out on the show if you enjoyed it. And hopefully we will be back on Wednesday to talk some more.
Thursday, they said. They corrected me. We got 2 days off again.
All right. Either
that's
way,
even more reason that they're going to play starters tonight, though. There's even more time off for Boston.
Yeah, it just makes me not like Pritchard and those guys even more a little bit with that.
I thought for sure
they're
that was only travel days that had the 2 days off, but I guess the whole thing just gets spaced.
Yeah, I hate that. It's too spaced out.
Travel day. I'm an idiot. Everything I'm saying is idiot because it is a travel day.
It's still, to me, all too spaced out. It's all too dragged out. I feel like it's gone on for so long, and there's only been 4 games, Tony.
Part of the issue is the series has kind of sucked too. That hasn't helped like the time off. It hasn't been that many like really good games.
Yeah, I guess that's the problem. I still think it's too dragged out. Like, we've only gotten 4 games so far. We're at a game 5, and I felt like the series has gone on long enough.
Coming into the series on top of it.
Yeah, that's probably another thing that's driving me nuts. So, yeah, it's probably it. But, all right, we got to get our cores up. We got to get the content up on the website. So, hopefully, we'll see you guys on Thursday. Until then, let's all run pure and hopefully ship a tournament tonight. Until then, for Big T and myself, we'll see you guys later. We're out. Peace.